pebble into the water, and when the ripples are gone, you will see where Tashi is hiding. Did the warlord find the pond? Asked Mum. Well, said Jack, it was like this. The warlord did as the swan told him and dropped the pebble into the pond. But when the water was still again, he didn't see Tashi. Instead, he saw his own country and his own palace, and he saw all his enemies surrounding it, preparing to attack. The warlord was very upset by what he'd seen in the pond and said to the swan, "I must go home at once." "I will take you," said the swan. "Just climb on my back." And bending his head under his wing, he whispered, "Goodbye, Tashi. I am homesick for my own country. Just stay in the long grass and he won't see you. Goodbye." "Can I bring Tashi home tomorrow to play?" asked Jack. "Oh, yes," said Mum and Dad. "We're dying to meet Tashi." Jack and Tashi sat at the kitchen table, drinking their juice. "Would you like to play in the garden now?" asked Mum. "Oh, yes," said Tashi. "I like gardens." "We could look for a dragon to kill," Jack said hopefully to Tashi. "Are there any dragons left in the garden?" asked Dad. You always say the wrong thing," said Jack. "He's right, though," said Tashi as they closed the door behind them. "There aren't any dragons left in the whole world. Can you guess how I know?" "How?" asked Jack. "Well, it was like this. Come and I'll tell you about the time I tricked the last dragon of all." Jack took Tashi outside to the peppercorn tree. They climbed up to Jack's special branch, and when they were sitting comfortably, Jack said, "Did you really meet a dragon?" "Yes," said Tashi. "It was like this. One day, Grandmother asked me to go to the river to catch some fish for dinner." "Was this in your old country?" asked Jack. "Of course," said Tashi. "Grandmother doesn't believe in travel. Anyway, before I set off, Grandmother warned me, 'Whatever you do, Tashi,' she said, 'don't go near the steep, crumbly bank at the bend of the river. The edge could give way and you could fall in. And,' she added, 'keep your eyes open for dragons.'" "Dragons?" said Jack. "What do you do if you meet a dragon?" "Well, it was like this," said Tashi. "I walked across the field to the river and I caught 5 fish for dinner. I was just putting them into a couple of buckets of water to keep them fresh when I saw a cloud of smoke. It was rising from a cave further up the mountain." "Oh, did you run away home?" asked Jack. "Not me," said Tashi. "I took my buckets and climbed up the mountain, and there, sitting at the mouth of the cave, was the biggest dragon I'd ever seen." "Have you seen many?" asked Jack. "I've seen a few in my time," said Tashi, "but not so close. And this dragon made me very cross. He was chomping away at a crispy dragon breath roasted pig." "That's my father's pig you're eating," I said. "I don't care," said the dragon. "I needed something to cheer me up." "You can't eat other people's pigs just because you feel like it," I told him. "Yes, I can. That's what dragons do."